we're going to explain how to refresh a pivot table. Refreshing a pivot table is crucial to ensure your data is up to date and accurately reflects the information in your source data. There are several ways to do this, depending on your needs and how your data is set up. 1. The quickest refresh, the refresh button. The simplest method is to use the built-in refresh button. Locate your pivot table. You'll usually find a refresh button, it might look like a circular arrow, somewhere in the Pivot Table Analyze or Options tab, depending on your Excel version. Clicking this button will immediately update your pivot table with the latest data from your source. This is perfect for small data sets or when you need a quick update. 2. Manual refresh with data connection. If your pivot table is connected to an external data source, like a database or a text file, the refresh might need a little more direction. You might need to first select your pivot table, then go to the Data tab. Look for a section related to connections or queries and connections. Here you should find your data connection. Selecting it and clicking refresh will pull the newest data into your pivot table. This method ensures your pivot table stays current with any changes in the external source. 3. Automatic refresh. Setting up scheduled updates. For constantly changing data, manual refreshing can be tedious. Excel allows you to automate the refresh process. Again, in the Data tab, find your data connection. You might see options to set refresh intervals. This could be every few minutes, hourly, daily, or any other frequency you need. This is ideal for dashboards or reports that need real-time data. It's important to note that automatic refreshes can impact performance, particularly with large data sets or complex calculations. 4. Troubleshooting refresh issues. Sometimes, refreshing a pivot table might not work as expected. Possible causes could include changes to your source data, like a missing column or altered formatting, problems with your data connection, or limitations in Excel's capabilities. Start by checking your source data for errors. Ensure that the file paths and connection settings to your data source are correct. Restarting Excel can often resolve temporary glitches. If you continue to have problems, check for Excel updates or consider consulting Excel's support resources. 5. Understanding data source types. The refresh process varies slightly depending on where your data comes from. A local Excel worksheet will refresh instantly, while a database connection might take longer, depending on the size of the data and the speed of your network. Knowing the data source is key to understanding refresh time expectations. In summary, refreshing your pivot table is straightforward with a dedicated button for quick updates, a manual refresh for controlled updates, and an automated option for continuous data accuracy. Remember to investigate potential issues if your refresh doesn't work as expected, and understand how the source of your data impacts the refresh